Greetings and welcome to the Elevated Flo Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Flo. The Elevated Flo Podcast spotlights elite and everyday female athletes over 40, sharing how they elevate their game and their flow in sport, wellness, and life. These are powerful stories of strength, resilience, wisdom, and inspiration to help women stay active, age strong, and pass the torch to the next generation. Today, I have a special guest with me. Please help me welcome Ms. Renee Rucker. Greetings, Ms. Rucker. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I am wonderful. I am so excited about our conversation today. So let me
Good.
go ahead and introduce you. Ms. Renee Rucker, hailing from Steubenville, Ohio. Renee is a 63-year-old resident of Atlanta, Georgia. She's married with a loving family that includes a stepdaughter, grandson, and son-in-law. She has a busy life with a passion for travel, sports, and enjoying delicious food. Her background in sports includes being an All-Ohio Valley All-Star in basketball and volleyball, and she went to state for track and field. She also played softball and did gymnastics. She ran in the New York Marathon, and she has done 17 Peachtree Road races. 17. All right. She is no joke when it comes to sports and adventure. She has been skydiving, hang gliding, parasailing, and she was a motorcycle rider until she sold her bike a few years ago, as well as her golf clubs. Currently, she stays active by walking 5 miles 5 days a week and playing for the senior women's basketball team. She is actively campaigning for Ms Senior World Pageant 2025. Yes, get that wave.
Yeah.
So watch out for her. She doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Wow, that is an impressive bio. I love it. So we are going to just jump right into the conversation today. Well, thank you for joining me today, Renee. I am just so inspired by your resume and your history in sports. My first question to you is, who or what inspired you to stay so active throughout your life?
Well, there wasn't any specific person. I remember being a kid and seeing Wilma Rudolph running track. That's really what got me started, was track. And I think after her, it was many other people during the course of the way. But I have friends that are in sports, and so we just kept it going. And family members, so that's kind of what inspired me to keep going.
It sounds like it was a tradition in your life, in your family, rather.
Yes.
About what age do you think you were? Do you remember when you first started playing sports?
I started running track in elementary school, so I probably was in 4th grade, maybe 4th grade. And then I started playing softball when I was in middle school.
Okay. Wow. Middle school. One
Yeah.
of the things, I'm a coach, I'm a rowing coach. And one of the things that I know the statistics, if they don't start young, or if they have a bad experience in sport, a lot of times in high school, they'll stop going to sports. And then there's also other factors like having access and being able to afford it. So you started in 4th grade. Did you play sports throughout high school as well?
I did. I ran track throughout high school, and I did gymnastics my freshman year. And then I did basketball the whole 4 years and volleyball
Awesome.
all 4 years. Yes.
So what made you try different sports? Why not just stick to one?
Yeah, that was funny you said that, because I thought about that earlier today, because I feel like if I would have just stuck to one sport, I may have been even more successful. But I just felt like I just wanted to try everything. So I did, and I was good at it. But I ended up getting hurt in basketball my senior year. The game that I got hurt in was the game before I scored 31 points, 15 rebounds. So it was in a playoff game. So these people were coming to play us, and they were looking for me.
Mhm.
And so I played center that day. I jumped up And when I came down, that was the end of everything.
Wow.
Had all these letters, all these different colleges in Ohio wanted me, but when I got hurt, I never heard from anyone else.
Right.
There was no plan for recovery. It was different for women back then. Like if I was a guy, they would have put me in something and got me better and got me back on track.
Right.
There wasn't any attention given at that time. So I just kind of melted away, went
Mm.
from an all-star to like, you know, just went away. And my parents weren't even involved in it enough to try and help me get
Mhm.
back on track,
Oh boy.
sports. So once I healed, I got back out there though and started playing ball again, basketball, volleyball, all of it. Start running, all of it. But my knee is messed up still.
So I know for the young people that are in sports now, thank God for Title IX and, really paying attention to focusing on girls in sports and providing them access. And I know that they're looked at even more now as athletes and, going further than just playing in high schools. That really sucks that you had to have that experience. But with that experience, what is one lesson that sports taught you that still shows up daily in your life?
Oh my gosh. Teamwork, how to win, how to lose, how to be a
Mm,
graceful loser, I guess you could say. But without sports, I mean, that makes all the difference in the world as far as life is concerned. You have to know how to compete. And life is a competition, regardless of what you may think, it is a competition.
right.
So when you learn how to compete in sports at a young age, you learn how to compete at life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe that speaks volumes because 90% of women in C-suite positions in companies played a sport in their life. And so it really does change the trajectory of a girl's life when they are involved in sports for those characteristics that you said. It teaches you teamwork and resilience and strength. I know that you said that you had that injury and that your knee is still messed up, but you currently play for the women's basketball team as well. Talk a little bit about that. How's that going and how are you playing on this knee?
Well, I walk on it every morning. Every morning I do 5 miles, and so I walk on it, and I can play basketball. I just can't run fast, but
Okay.
I can move, I'm not in tip-top condition to run, but for the most part, I can do what I can do, in there, and I'm tall. I'm 5'9",
Okay.
so I don't have any problem under the basket.
Right. Now tell me how you got into playing for the senior women's team.
Well, I am a member of a senior center. It's called Helene Mills Center here in Atlanta. And I was in the break room one day and a lady came in there and she was like, "Hey, are you interested in playing women's basketball?" And I'm assuming she asked me because I'm tall.
Mhm.
And I said, "Well, I didn't even know you guys had a team." And she was like, "Yeah, we have a team and we're going to the Olympics in a few more months." And I was like, count me in, right? Because
What?
when you're in sports, Olympics is where you want to go. And I'm like, if
Absolutely.
I can go to the Senior Olympics, I want to be on this team. So she recruited me and I started playing. And then I got there and they were like, "Well, you won't be able to go to the Olympics with us this year because you joined after we won the nationals.
Wow.
So I have to wait until 2027 and I
Okay.
will be there,
Right.
believe it. I'm going to be there. But it was a little disheartening to know that I couldn't go this year because that was really the reason why I joined the team. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started. I met a lady in the at the Himalayan Mill Center.
So are you active in other sports right now or just basketball and walking?
Just basketball and walking right now.
Okay.
I will be in an event October 16. It's called the Golden Seniors event for Fulton County. And so I'll be competing in that and I'll be doing several things. It's funny because they have their own sports lineup. Like they have the football throw. Like I can throw a football.
Okay.
I'm winning that. And then, I mean, I don't know too many 63-year-olds that can really have an arm. And I just kept it, I guess. So
Okay.
doing that, and I'll be doing some softball stuff, and I'll be doing the cornhole toss. I'm pretty good at that. And then there's also a half a mile walk and a mile walk also. So I'll be doing all those events on that day.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. And you said
Yeah.
that's on October 16th?
October 16th. Uh-huh.
So how are you preparing for all of these events?
Well, I've been blessed enough that I won't have to practice for the throw because I never lost my arm. It's crazy, but I haven't, so
Okay.
I can still go and all that stuff. And since I walk every day, that's going to be easy for me to do 1 mile or half a mile.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to the camaraderie more than anything.
Right. I love that about sports. I really do. And with you saying that you're getting ready to compete in all these different categories in different sports, what it made me think about is when you play one sport, even though you can't necessarily master them, but when you play one sport, it's easy to just transfer over. Some of those skills are transferable. And it made me think about people that play instruments. When they play one instrument, just knowing
Yeah.
music, how they can, kind of translate
Right.
it over to another instrument. But definitely with
Right.
sport, once you're in one sport, there are sports that have transferable skills. And
Right.
I'm
Right.
glad that you're involved in those different things and kind of going back to me asking why you didn't just stick with basketball when you're in high school. With me coaching middle school girls, that's one of the things is like they want the sport that they're involved in middle school to just kind of be fun and kind of get a taste of everything and not really, but there are some girls in middle school that they know where they're going to high school, they know where they want to go to college. And it's like, we try not to like pinhole them into one sport. So that's good that you had that, variety and able
Right.
to kind of figure out what it is that you like and, try different things.
Mhm.
Well, when it comes to adventure though, no, before we go to that, I want to ask you this. Do you strength train?
No, I have not. I started yeah, I know. So last May, I was strength training and then I stopped because the class I was taking was like 4 in the morning.
Mm,
So I did it for some months. I kept torturing myself. Then one day I got up and I was like, I'm not getting up at 4 anymore. Like, I don't have to go to work. I'm retired. Why am I doing this to myself? So I stopped. But my goal is to start back. And it just so happens in my building where I live, they have a training group that
mm.
train Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I said I'm going to join that group for my strength training. And yeah, you're right. I do need to get back, and I could be
I'm
a
going to
100%.
encourage you to do that.
Thank you. I know I need it. I need it, and I will do it.
Absolutely. So we talked in your bio about, the adventure, all of the different activities that you've done as far as adventure and fearlessness. Cause some of the stuff like I'm like, okay, I've thought about doing it. Like I haven't done skydiving yet. It's on my bucket list, but you've done that. You've gone hang gliding. That's on my bucket list as well. I have done parasailing several times. But
Yeah.
was there ever a time where you were scared to try something new or you did it anyway, or you're just like kind of like fearless when it comes to adventure and trying new things?
Well, the truth of the matter is, I'm scared every time. I'm scared every time, but I do not let fear stifle me. I know so many people that are in one place and don't move anywhere else because they're afraid. And
Right,
I just don't want to be that girl. So I conquer my fears by just doing it. By just doing it. I mean, this could be a fear for me just doing this interview, but I know that I'll be okay. And if I mess up, I mess up, so I just don't let it stop me. I mean, people are that way about dating. They're just so scared they won't get out there. But you can't let fear stifle you. You just can't.
right, right. I growing up, I used to say I was afraid of heights, but then I changed my perspective on it and I say I don't like heights. But I love hiking and I would do things like parasailing. Went to the very first time I did it with one of my friends in Mexico. We were on a cruise and they had it where you go off the sand and, go up and everything. And so when I went up there, I'm the same way when it comes to fear. I would say there's only probably one thing that I just refuse to get over, but that's a whole nother subject. But when I went up, it was just so peaceful. And it's pretty much now that I think about it, it's the same experience that I get when I'm on the water. It's like you don't think about anything. You're up there. The air is fresh. You see just the beauty of nature and it's so powerful, you know?
No, it's quiet. It's like,
Right.
gosh, I'm doing this.
And I was telling my friend, she did eventually do it, but I was telling her something about being up there that it doesn't feel like it's associated with height. I know it is when we went
It
up like
is.
600 feet, but
Right.
it was just something about it where it didn't feel like it was high. I don't know. Like I can't stand on the edge of a mountain and look over. I get nervous. Or even at the mall on the third floor, looking over, I get like
Right.
nervous. But for some reason, something about being up there like that, it's just and I kind of feel the same way about skydiving. When I finally do it, it's just gonna have to be like, okay, just go. If you
Yeah.
think about it, and that's the thing with fear, like you said, if
Yeah.
you allow it to freeze you, and that's not just in activity, that's in life.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people just are afraid to do something new, whether it's going to a restaurant by themselves. I trip off of people that say they never been to a restaurant by themselves, going to the movies there are so many
Yeah.
things, like you were saying, in
That's so
sports that
crazy.
transfer over to lessons in life. And so, yes,
Yeah.
you can't let fear keep you where in your comfort zone.
That's correct. That's correct. And I
Absolutely.
say that to people all the time. You got to keep moving and you can't let the thought of something may happen. Well, something may happen at any time. Something may happen while you're at home. I mean,
Right.
you just got to keep going.
Absolutely. Okay, so what adventure or sport surprised you the most about what it taught about yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. And I'm thinking golf. I, since I've been so athletic all my life, I always felt like I could just do it all.
Mhm.
Like just go out there and do it. Like we were saying earlier, that you could just transition into another sport. Well, it didn't happen for me with tennis. So I took tennis lessons. So I
Okay.
played tennis for a little while. And then when I went to play golf, I took golf lessons because I wanted to do it right because it's real easy to pick up bad habits if you don't,
Right.
know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And being an athlete, you see people doing this. You think you just go out there and just swing and stuff. And it's not a baseball bat, it's a tennis racket, right? And so I started playing golf and I played for years. And then one day I was out on the golf course and I looked around and I was like, what am I doing? I'm not even having fun. I just don't like it. I don't like it anymore. So I gave my golf clubs away and I quit doing it.
Oh, wow.
Just it was boring. I was hot, I was tired, and I just was not having fun. And I know people that play, like a couple of my friends that took lessons with me, they play all the time. They just love it. And I'm trying to figure out what is it they're loving about it because it was not fun anymore for me. It was a challenge to do it, and I enjoyed it, and I was good at it,
Mm.
but I just didn't like it. I know it's weird. That's my surprise. That was my surprise.
And I guess that's a lesson that you can pass on to others. It's like sometimes people do things because other people are doing it. And it could be for the community or whatever it is, just because your
Mhm.
friends are doing it. But if you don't like it, why do it?
I do.
It's a waste of time. It could be a waste of your time. It could be a waste of your money.
Yes, yes,
So,
but I was
that's something
raised
that you can tell people. You don't have to like everything.
right,
And if you find that there's something that you don't enjoy, just stop doing it.
doing it, right, and I was raised in a family, our mantra was, "Be a leader and not a follower. Be a leader, not a follower," and that followed me throughout my whole life, and I was ostracized as a kid in high school for being a leader.
Mm,
We went to state, which is at Ohio State in my city for a track. It was 10 of us girls. We made the finals. The night before we were going to the finals, every one of the girls went to another hotel to swim in their swimming pool, but me. because I know my mom and dad. There's no way I could explain to them that I left this hotel in the middle of the night in a
Right.
whole nother city, right? So I didn't go. And my best friend, my two best friends went, and everybody else left. The coaches came back and they were like, "Hey, where's everybody?" And I had to tell them they went down the street. And so, we got in trouble. We couldn't do the finals the next day. We had to go home.
Real?
We had to go home. And I understood. I mean, you can't do that. These are 10 women that these coaches are responsible for, and they just walk away from the hotel in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
No one did finals the next day. So I didn't go. So we get back to school, and now I'm Miss Goody Two Shoes. Now, it didn't have hurt my feelings, but it did, it did. And my mom and dad kept saying, "Hey, that's what we taught you. We taught you to be a leader, not a follower. So you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Right.
But that was just something that stayed in my mind. So my best friend, raising her kids, told them this story to let them know that, my best friend was a leader. She wouldn't do everything we were doing. This is, those were the consequences of what we did back then.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Important lesson. I
And
bet they learned from that one.
yeah, they did. And
Ooh,
I had to learn
parents
from it.
bad too. I mean, and you too, because you didn't get to compete even though you didn't go. Yeah, that sucks. Well, as you've gotten older, talking about competing, how has your relationship with sports and competition changed or evolved?
Yeah, I guess evolved would be a good word for it. When you start sports at an early age, you're very competitive. I mean, I'm still competitive to a fault. Like I'm competitive about silly stuff. Like if I'm on the track field and somebody's walking in front of me, I'm gonna catch them and I'm gonna pass them and I'm gonna make sure they don't catch me. Now, I'm competing against them and they don't even
Well,
know it. Like
oh,
it's
I know
just
people like that. Yes.
it's weird. It's weird. And part of me wishes that I wasn't that girl, but I am. I'm that girl. I'm that girl. The competition side hasn't changed, but physically things have changed because, I can't do all of what I used to do. And I have to stop myself too because I will try some stuff. I'm like, now your knees are gonna hurt tomorrow. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I have to stop myself from doing stuff because in my mind, I'm Renee Perdue from back in the day.
Mhm. I know that
And
feeling.
I know I can't, but I don't know. Something gets a hold of me and I'm like, okay, I got this. No, I can't do it no more. So
It's a hard what? Sorry.
it's a hard thing to get away from, that competitive spirit in your head.
Right. I like those videos that I've seen online where people have different age groups that they show, like, oh, if they were in their 20s, they would jump off of this truck and just, start running. And then in the 30s, then they're like a little bit more careful. In the 40s, they turn around, put one foot down and then the other. It's like
Right,
40 and over. It's like, oh, it could be 2 feet, but not jumping.
right. I totally can relate.
Yeah, yeah. Well, have you faced any other challenges, like, or injuries or anything? You talked about your knee, but over all of these years of being active, have you ever faced any other
Yeah.
challenges or injuries or setbacks?
Well, I'll tell you two things. One was the most devastating. I had a heart attack. Yeah, in 2018. Now, I've been in sports all of my life up until today. I've tried to eat right, do the right thing. And one day I was at work and one of my coworkers was walking past me. And I'm his supervisor, so he always would tease me, come by, hit me, and run. How guys play around. So he came by and he hit me, and I didn't move. So he thought I was slumped over. He thought I was digging in my file cabinet. So he came back and he hit me again, and I didn't move. And he touched my hand. I was cold. I was already gone. And they pulled me out of my seat and started doing CPR, defibrillator. They brought me back. I had not gone to work that day, I would have died because I would have been home by myself. My husband was out of town. I would have died. Going to work saved my life.
Wow.
Believe it or not. So he saved my life. And the rest of the people there. Like the job I had, I was over training and special events. I had to make sure people knew how to do CPR.
Mm,
And thank God did, you know. So he saved my life. And I'm telling you, I have a different relationship with him than when I see him, I tear up. It is the weirdest thing. We still keep in touch, even though I'm not there anymore. But the relationship I have with him is just different. When somebody saves your life, you just feel not just indebted, but endeared. Like
I like that.
he
Endeared. Yeah.
deep, you know, I check on him and his family. I can't let it go, you know, because he saved my life. If he had not come by my desk at that time, I would have just died at my desk.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a video about it.
From experience, how long did you have to rest or be off of work to heal?
I was probably off from work maybe 4 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
And it was the weirdest thing because I was afraid to be by myself because I just thought, I could have a heart attack again, and who's gonna help me? Like, who's gonna defibrillate me back, you know? Because they found out that I just had a heart attack. There was no reason for it.
Mm,
My artery fine. My heart just stopped.
wow.
So I was afraid to walk up steps. I was afraid to live my life. And then one day I asked God to take the fear away from me, and He did. And I
Mm,
wasn't afraid anymore. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
no
cry about
problem. That
it. Yeah. He took the fear away. I started back running or walking. I started back walking. I started back doing the things that I enjoyed doing, and I wasn't afraid to be by myself anymore. But yeah, that was
mhm,
quite the ordeal.
that's powerful. Thanks for sharing that. Wow.
Yeah.
You would never know.
I know. Yeah, it was a crazy
How
event.
did
I
that
feel
change being that you said that, you were eating well and, working out and everything, and there was nothing physically wrong, how did
no.
that change your perspective on even what you were doing being active? I know you asked God to take the fear away, but did you change how you were eating? I mean, what is it that you needed to do to change to maybe try to
Well,
avoid that?
that's a good question. Since they don't know why I had the heart attack, there
Right.
was nothing I could change. There was nothing I could do.
Okay.
And so I've just been blessed enough not to have gone through that again. But they say when you have a heart attack, the chances of you having another heart attack is pretty good. So I hope and pray to God that I don't. But I didn't change anything. I just once I, got back on my feet and started moving around, you almost forget about it. You
Mhm.
know? You just almost forget about it. Every
Mhm.
now and then it pops up in my mind, but for the most part, I couldn't let fear
Absolutely.
stifle me. Couldn't do it. Yeah,
Well, what
had to
what
keep moving.
keeps you motivated now? What is it? Community? I know you said that you joined the basketball team and doing this competition for the camaraderie, but is it
Yeah.
something else that's deeper?
I think it's just the competitive spirit. Like, it just will not go away. Like, it won't go away. That's why I'm in this pageant. I'm like, I love competing. And on this level, it doesn't require me to jump or run. So, so I can do it. I think it's just the spirit. And I never stop.
Now, talk a little bit more about that. Share with our listeners and viewers how you got into this competition for Miss Senior World, right? How that came about.
Okay. So I'm talking to a lady that lives in my building, and she was like, well, I compete in contests and blah, 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 blah. She was telling me about it, and I was like, I would love to do that because I mean, my nickname is Queen. My DJ name is Queen Love, DJ Queen Love, and I have crowns everywhere.
Mhm.
Queen is everywhere in my life. Like my
Okay.
tag was everything. So I was like, well, I need to be crowned queen. How about that? So I applied for this contest, sent my money in, and I'm ready. They send the information back. They send me my check back and my application. They said, you're too old. And that got me going. I'm like, you didn't have to tell me that. That got me going. So I looked for senior pageant and I found this one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's
That's
how it happened.
awesome.
That's
I
how it is.
know for an answer. Somebody gonna crown me queen.
Okay. And the thing is, that's competitive spirit. Like I was just
Absolutely.
gonna let Bill tell me no, and I'm gonna find a way. And I did.
That is so awesome. So when is the competition and what does it entail?
Okay, so the competition is November the 14th, 15th, and 16th, and it's
Okay.
in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
And the actual competition itself, they have categories. There's no talent and there's no swimsuit, thank God. So they have a gown competition. They have an active wear competition of which I'll be wearing my basketball uniform. My daughter is blinging my outfit out and blinging my ball out. And they have active wear gowns. They have one more it's not coming to my head event that's in it. But anyway, the biggest thing is they do interviews, and
Okay.
your interview is 30% of, runway.
Okay.
They have a runway part in there. And then your interviews is 30% of your whole score. So I'm going to be there for a whole week. And throughout that week, we'll be training and practicing and being interviewed by a panel of judges. I'm not sure. I don't know what they're going to ask me or anything, but I've been watching pageants on TV over and I have never seen so many pageants in my life,
Awesome.
just trying to see what to expect.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta do your research.
Research, yes.
I'm hopping in and saying, okay, I'm gonna do this. Gotta do your research. So that's awesome. Well, I wish you the best in your competition. I really do. That is so awesome and very inspiring. So there's different categories. What age does it start at? Because I know you said the other one you were too old. So what age is Miss Senior World start at?
Okay, so it starts at 50,
Okay.
and then there's
Oh,
a 60 group. Ready, come on. Yeah. And then there's a 60 group, and then there's a 70 group. And so I'm in the 60 category, and it's about 17 of us
what?
from around the world
Really?
in category, 17 of us. And, I'm not a big numbers person, but I feel like with 17 people, I better win or come real close with 17 people. So that's my thing.
Well, that's awesome. You are getting ready for it and studying and
Yes.
doing your research. Have you been practicing your walk and all of that too?
And I have a coach.
Oh, okay.
See,
You went
that's
there. That's what I'm talking
no,
about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what people need to do. They need to get a coach when they're trying to do something. Yes.
get a
Okay, go ahead.
coach. Like, 'cause I didn't know what I was doing. And I've been in contests before when I was younger. Like I was in what they call Jabberwock, is by Delta Sigma Theta. I won Miss Congeniality. And then when I was a small kid, I was in a swimsuit contest.
Okay.
And of course, I didn't win it, but and I was surprised that I didn't win. But so those are two things that I've done in the past, and so this is my first big event. Like, so
Now, are you a Delta?
I am not. That was
Okay.
no, not a Delta.
Okay.
Are you? Okay, yeah, but I have an aunt that's a Delta, and she's Delta out and Delta down.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
So let's do a lightning round really quick before we close out here. So the
Right.
lightning round is gonna just be something fun, but still related to sport. Okay.
Okay.
So what is your favorite sport to watch versus play?
Surprisingly so, I'm gonna have to say football.
Okay.
Even though I spend most of my time like, "Oh my god, did he get hurt? Is he okay?" That's but I still watch it. I still enjoy it, for some reason.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess it would be football.
Awesome. All right. What is your dream adventure that you have not done?
Well, that would be my big plan. Like, I've been to many, many countries, but my big plan is to see the whole United States of America.
Okay.
That's my plan. As a matter of fact, last weekend I went to Colorado, so I'm knocking that off my checklist.
Okay. Now, is there anything adventurous about that you do while you're there? Or you just wanna make sure you visit everywhere?
I just want to make sure I visit. I don't even have to stay just go for one day and walk around and see some sights and come on back. I don't have to. There was anything specific about Colorado, but I will tell you this. Have you been to Colorado?
No, I have not.
Gorgeous.
I've heard.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But the only thing is, you don't want to drive
Mm,
because the roads are and
that's
down and back up and yeah, and this and all the rock and everything is right over you. Like it's just a
um,
whole different kind of situation there, but it's gorgeous.
okay,
So
awesome.
yeah, that's my plan. I want to see the full United States.
Oh,
About 70% in.
okay, awesome. Okay, what is your favorite recovery treat or meal?
I'm gonna say seafood. I love seafood. I love seafood. Yeah, I could eat that every day.
Let's see.
And
Okay, that's more like a treat. What kind of cake?
it doesn't matter. I love cake. I'm a cake lover. Like I'm just mad at myself for liking cake so much.
I love
But
cake too. I love cake and cookies.
yeah, I like cookies too.
I know
Yeah.
it's bad. At least I don't eat it much. All right. What's
Look,
one word that describes how you feel after a great workout?
tired.
No, okay.
That's my one word. Tired.
And what's a song that gets you pumped and gets you moving?
There's so many, but I'm gonna say keep on moving.
Play that in my videos recently. Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, that one right there.
Last but not least, when do you feel like you are in your flow state? You know, the podcast is called Flow. In your
Right.
flow is when your skill and talent and a challenge meet. And although you are working hard, it feels effortless. When do you experience flow state?
Well, it's not necessarily a sport. It's when I'm working in my community. I do a lot of volunteerism. I work in the center where I actually attend. I'm a volunteer there on Wednesdays. And then I work at our church on every first Tuesday. They call it the front door where we pass out lunches and stuff for the community. So I feel like when I'm serving the community, and, and I always joke when I go to the hospital to visit people that I'm doing the Lord's work. So when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm in my flow because this is my mom. My mom was a minister, and these are things that she did that I'm sure brought her joy and
Yeah.
was part of her flow. And somehow I adopted her life, and I understand the fulfillment she got out of making sure that people were okay
Yeah.
that she didn't even know. We had homeless people at our dinner table, and
Mm,
you better not say nothing, and and you better sit there and eat just like everybody else, and that's just who she was. And my dad, that's what they did. They helped the community, and so
that.
that's what I do, and that's
No.
when I'm in my flow.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to move on to passing the torch. This is the last segment of the podcast. And that is, what would you tell your younger self about sports that you wish you had known earlier?
Wow. I think I would tell her just what we discussed earlier about concentrating on one sport.
Mm,
Because if I had just track is my favorite sport of all time. Like I don't care about anything else but track. Like I love track. Today I can watch track and I will get the butterflies for the runner. Like
wow.
that's
Okay.
I love it. So I wish that I would have just concentrated on that one sport. And
Mm,
I think I would have went further with track than basketball. Even though I was really good at basketball, I think focusing on one sport would have made a difference in my life.
okay. All right. And what would you tell women over 40 who think it's too late to start being active if they haven't played a sport previously?
Yeah, I would say start walking.
Mhm.
Get your friends, get your girlfriends, and start walking. And it doesn't matter how far in the beginning, but build on that every day. Walk further and further. At least walk, and then all the other things will come.
Right.
But walking is so detrimental to our health.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And what would you tell an older woman that hasn't ever exercised or no, I already asked that. What would you tell a woman that's already exercising and they just feel tired, like, oh, I've been doing this too long. I'm tired of it. And they need a little bit of motivation to keep going.
Well, a couple of things. Sometime you may need to take a break. Sometime you may need to stop for a minute and do something else
Yeah.
and then go back, because this walking thing is something we need. We have to do it. You have to keep moving. You cannot stop moving. It's not just a song, it's the truth.
Right.
You got to keep moving.
If you're listening right now and you're thinking, Coach Flo, I know I need to get moving, but I don't know where to start. Or you've been moving, but you feel stuck. Maybe you hit a plateau. This message is for you. I created a 21-day Get Active, Stay Active challenge just for women like you. It's simple, it doesn't take much time, and it's doable even if you can only work out at home. This challenge is designed not only to help you build strength and momentum, it's designed to build confidence and consistency without feeling overwhelmed. Every day, you'll get clear guidance and small, powerful steps that add up to big results. By the end of the 21 days, you'll not only feel stronger, you'll know exactly how to keep going. So if you're ready to take that step, join me. Click the link in the description to join the challenge. Your future self will thank you for it. Now let's get back to the episode.
Got to keep moving.
Absolutely. I coined a phrase, the longer you move, the more you move, the longer you'll be able to move. The more you move, the longer you'll be able to move. Why do I keep messing it up? The more you move, the longer you'll be able to move. So yes, you may have to take a break, but keep moving. And if you do stop, look back at it.
Go back. And you need to be around people that's like-minded, people that are moving. That helps a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Absolutely. People with the same mindset. Absolutely. Well, Miss Renee, as I thought, this was such a wonderful conversation. I thank you so much for sharing your story with me and my audience. Where can people find you online to connect with you and support you on your journey?
Okay. Well, even though I'm 63, I'm still on all the platforms. So I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. I DJ. So when you go to TikTok, you'll see me at my DJ station. And so I'm on all of that. So if you just pull up my name, you'll see me. And that's probably the biggest thing. Oh, as far as supporting me, if you go on there, you'll see where I have I had some ads, but the ads end tomorrow. So if you just want to donate, you're more than welcome to do that because it's very expensive to be in a pageant. You have to buy so much stuff. So a lot of people have been donating to help me with the cost of the pageant.
Okay, awesome. So I will put that information in the show notes. Well, once again, thank you so much, Renee. And to my audience, thank you for joining and listening in. And make sure you remember to find your zone and elevate your flow.
Yeah.
Peace.